Tad O'Malley here from O'Malley & Langen. If you're used to wearing these, and now you're stuck home wearing these, you may have a disability that prevents you from working. Call us at O'Malley & Langen. We can help you get the Social Security benefits that you've earned. Good morning, and welcome to You Be the Judge. Today, we're at the Veterans Resource Center at Marywood University. And I'm with a couple friends that I've known for a while, who are veterans, and who are working on making our community more veteran welcoming. And we want to talk about one of the projects that they've been very successful with. My guests are Joel Lesh from Scranton and Christopher Smith. Joel's uncle, Bobby, and I were on the school board together. And I think he's running again, isn't he?
I have no idea.
Well, we gave him a commercial anyway. It's been a wonderful thing that I've seen developing here at Marywood. The veterans here do so much to help each other, but to help other veterans that aren't as fortunate as they have been. And they've developed this beautiful resource center where they can come and study and if need be, stay overnight. They've worked with the veterans down at St. Francis Commons and the Gino Murley Center. And they're coming up on a program that I'd like, Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about Tales for Troops?
Okay, this is our third annual Operation Tales for Troops, and we work with an organization from New Mexico called YBTJ. What we do is we raise money in order to pair veterans suffering with PTS or TBI with rescued shelter dogs. And it takes a lot of resources in order to put them through this training. It costs about $2,500 per soldier and per dog in order for the dog to become a service animal, which means that it can go anywhere the veteran does, much like a regular service dog would. Our first year, we only raised $2,500, so we were only able to help one vet and one dog. But last year, our goal was to raise $5,000 so we could help two. We ended up making over $10,000. So we were able to help 4 veterans and rescue 4 dogs. And it went a long way to improving not only the lives of the soldiers, but the lives of the animals as well.
Joel, what do you have planned this year for Tales for Troops?
Well, we actually have a lot of things planned. Rock 107 and Prospector in the morning. He's going to come out and actually be the DJ and play some music, commentary, hopefully be a little bit comedic. We have a lot of the VFWs in the area. They're going to come out, see the show. But our big attraction is the dog pageant. And we're going to be having a slight competition to see who the best trained, most patriotic dressed, funniest costume dogs are. And we're going to have a lot of organizations from the area coming out, and they're going to be selling food, or we're going to have a couple places with rescue dogs themselves there. They're going to be hopefully being adopted in the days following the event.
That's terrific, and I certainly am going to encourage the folks down at O'Malley & Langen to bring their dogs out and enjoy the pageant. I think it's a terrific thing, and we had a unique situation develop just around Veterans Day. One of my paralegals, Melissa Tice, got an email or a Facebook post from someone knowing that she was a dog lover, that they had a dog up in New York State that belonged to a veteran at St. Francis Commons. And he was so sorry that he could never see the dog because it was so far away. And we brought the dog down. You've met him. He's been over here, yeah. Zeus. And to see that veteran interact with that dog. I mean, the fella is alone in life, as many veterans with PTSD or TBI are. And the dog is everything to him. And when he drives down the street, this big dog sits on his lap, and he drives the car. And it's, so When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about what you do here at the Resource Center, but also some of the other things that are happening for veterans. We had a veteran on recently with Mission 22. Mm-hmm. So please stay tuned to You Be the Judge. Todd O'Malley again. If you're hurt or sick, can't work, Social Security could be the answer. Grab your cell phone. Call the lawyers at O'Malley and Langen, 1-800-817-2667. And remember, we don't get paid unless you win.
For a veteran, the flash of a firework can be a flashback to war. While you're looking for the cereal, he's looking for an ambush. Our soldiers are leaving one battle and coming home to another. We're fighting a war against veteran suicide, and we're losing. In fact, 22 veterans take their own life each day. I know because I was almost one of them. I was U.S. Army paratrooper, Green Beret, eventually in Delta Force. I did 40 months of direct action combat. But I didn't come back the same man who had left 2 decades before. Everyone says, we're glad you're home safe. I wasn't. And many of our veterans are not. They're still at war. So this is your mission. Help us claim the 22. You can give our vets the hope and encouragement they need to get well. And it's as simple as a post or a tweet. Let's turn every 22 into a show of support. When you do, you're letting our vets know they have an army behind them. Let's win the war against veteran suicide.
Your mission begins at mission22.com.
Are you a veteran who is looking to improve your math and writing skills? Enroll in RvetsPawsNstripes at Marywood University.
It's been about 7 years since I was in school, and upon completing the RvetsPawsNstripes program, I feel that it really helped me with my confidence in taking courses here at Marywood University.
These are free, non-credit classes for veterans and their spouses. Use your new skills to get a job or go back to school.
So it is such a great opportunity, and I'm thankful for it.
Contact us to enroll in RvetsPawsNstripes at Marywood University today.
Welcome back to You Be the Judge. We're at the Veterans Resource Center at Marywood University, and we're talking about a great program that's going to take place on April 18th called Tales for Troops. Joel, tell me a little bit more, though, about this resource center that you guys have here at Marywood. How long has it been in existence, and how many veterans does it serve?
Well, we actually got a grant over the summer from the Home Depot Vet Center Initiative. It was a $9,500 grant to fix up a place and make it a Veterans Resource Center on campus. And we started construction early July, changing this building over that Marywood allocated to us. And we dedicated it September 15th.
So you've been here less than a year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I heard about it from one of the folks that work here at Marywood and suggested that I contact Lauren, and I've had Lauren on the show. I understand she's down in New Orleans.
Yes,
Yeah.
Doing
she's down
some
for a conference right now. So.
And we've been here before. I was out when you guys did the beautiful job with the flags. Why don't we talk a little bit about that, Chris? What you do with the flags on Veterans Day?
Well, for the last 2 years, on Veterans Day, we've planted a flag representing each soldier that has fallen during Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. And each flag, like I said, symbolizes a soldier that has lost their life during those two conflicts. This past year, we put up the names of all of the people that had fallen, and we invited the community to come out if they had a loved one or a friend or somebody that they knew that had lost their life, and asked them to put their own flags down, as well as provided flowers that people could come up and pay their respect to those who had fallen.
The county helps you with this?
Actually, it's pretty much done through donations from flags from local VFWs, from our chapters funds, and the surrounding community. It's open to everybody. We do it pretty much every year since the club is formed. And last year we had a good response from the public. We actually had people driving by who didn't know what it was for stop and then get out of their cars and actually help us put flags up for a couple of minutes.
I was out here and we did a show. And you guys were putting up the flags, but what a moving tribute that is. And I only live a few blocks away from here, but to drive by and see those flags, but it's also moving to see the students putting the flags down, to know that there are people back home here that care enough about those that served to spend the time and the resources putting that together. It has to be an enormous job.
It is. It takes about 2 days.
Yeah, how many flags are there totally?
Last year we put in roughly 6,800.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big undertaking. We get a lot of support from the community and from the campus as well. A lot of the sports teams come out and the other clubs on campus come out. Even just students who happen to be walking by that day will stop and put a couple in, and it goes a long way. It used to take 3 days, but...
You know, I have said this on the show 1,000 times, that businesses would be smart to hire a veteran. As a matter of fact, it's a no-brainer to start looking for veterans. And I think what happens at Marywood University with this Student Veterans Alliance is evidence of that. I mean, you guys get a mission and you get it in your head, it's like taking the hill. We're going to get it done. And you've done a great job. Between that and I mean, I'm blown away by the fact you could raise $12,000 in your third year for Tales for Troops. I think that's a great thing. And I think when our friend was here from Mission 22, Magnus, he was blown away at what a great program. And I think Marywood deserves all the credit in the world for helping put this together.
Yes, they do. This school has been phenomenal with the help that it's given us. Because just like we couldn't do it by ourselves, we needed help from them as well.
You heard back from the folks in New Mexico,
Yes.
and I think it was kind of a neat story. Joel, why don't you share it with our audience?
Well, last year when we sent the check to New Mexico and Paws and Stripes, they were actually in a meeting and they were discussing the future of their business and possibly not continuing with this great program they have. But they received a check from us and it was able to keep them open longer and keep providing service dogs to veterans.
You got a thank you note, and I want to share this with our audience because I think it's beautiful. Dear Lauren and Student Veterans Alliance, thank you. We are blown away by your support and dedication. All of the hard work you've put into Operation Tales for Troops has been a great success, and we can't wait to work with you on it again next year. The Paws and Stripes team. And they're from New Mexico. But this money that they get helps keep veterans alive, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, when Magnus came in and talked to me about his experience with the 22 veterans a day that we lose to suicide, and that's a number, ladies and gentlemen, that is probably far less than the actual number, because that's only those people that can be traced to a suicide. But there are a lot of drug overdose cases that people don't recognize as a suicide, or automobile accident cases where someone drives off the road that we don't recognize as suicide. And it's a shame. Earl Granville from the Carbondale area, he's been involved in this with you, hasn't he?
Yes. Earl's been out to a couple of our events. Fortunately, our schedules are so busy that we haven't been able to reconnect, but we're hoping to do so again soon. We're trying to reconnect with other clubs throughout the area because we're only as strong as we are together.
You know, Earl has a relationship with Gary Sinise. I don't know if anybody has seen that fantastic Memorial Day program that Gary Sinise did from the Capitol that highlighted Earl and his brother. His brother is a victim of suicide. You know, I almost think that the Department of Defense ought to look at posthumous awards for those veterans that are committing suicide now, so their families will know that their heroism is appreciated. Because those suicides, there's no question in my mind, are service-related. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more with you guys about what our audience can do and how they get up there and how much fun they're going to have if they come. So please stay tuned to YBTJ. Hi, I'm Todd O'Malley with the law offices of O'Malley & Langen. If I say the phrase life-changing experience, what do you think? Getting married, having a baby, buying a home, all good things. I'll bet you didn't think work injury. And that's a problem with our society. People don't realize a work injury can change everything. Destroy your earning power, hurt your family, and damage your health. If you're hurt on the job, call O'Malley & Langen, 1-800-817-COMP.